This morning I'm going to teach a Vinyasa class, opening the chest and the shoulders, where we tend to hold all that stress and tension and anxiety and fear when we are stressed out or during these chaotic times. I have yoga props, but grabbing what you have around the house. I have a blanket, and that can be a pillow, and I have 2 blocks, grabbing anything in place of blocks, boxes or pasta boxes, anything that you can find. Maybe playing music if you would like, um, creating your space to make it comfortable, safe, giving it a few minutes. This is 75 minutes Vinyasa. Feel free to take that blanket and have that underneath the head, and we will start on our back. Coming into Savasana, let the legs open up wide, let the arms come out to the sides. Let yourself get heavy and connected to the ground underneath you. Allow yourself to close your eyes and turn off any distractions that are around you. Imagine you can turn them off, like a light switch, or turn the volume down. And start to tune into how your body feels this morning. Are you holding any heaviness anywhere? Are you gripping? Allow yourself to put that heaviness down. Allow yourself to soften. Notice the breath, where you can feel the breath in the body. Is it shallow? Is it uneven or fast paced? Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow yourself to anchor into the breath, and giving yourself your full attention for the next 75 minutes. There's a quote by Jack Cornfield, meditation teacher, that says, "Peace can come when our hearts are open, vast like the ocean." So I'm trying to find that inner peace today, that inner calm with our movements, with our breath. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. On our next inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Extend the legs long. Take a full body stretch. Maybe yawn if you rolled out of bed. And keeping the arms overhead, keeping the legs long. You're going to reach the arms over to the left, grabbing for that right wrist, letting the head follow, and then let the legs come with, coming into a banana shape, a crescent shape. Maybe crossing the right ankle over the left, and breathing into the whole right side body. On the inhale, come back to the center, create that length again, and exhale over to the right, grabbing for the left wrist, crossing over the left ankle. Breathing into the left side body. Inhale back to center and bring the knees in towards the chest. Hands to the knees. You can rock side to side or draw circles with the knees. And here, coming into supine pigeon, bring the left foot down. Take the right ankle to the front of the left thigh. You can push that right knee forward. You can keep that left foot planted, or you can weave the fingers around that left thigh, bringing the legs in towards the chest. If that is not accessible, you can use a strap around that thigh as well. Keep reaching that right knee forward to deepen that stretch and flexing the toes towards the knees. But keeping the head and jaw and shoulders soft. And from here, keep the figure four in the legs. You're going to release the fingers and let the legs come to the left, coming into a twist. Let the arms cactus or come out to a T. If this is not comfortable to have that right ankle hooked, you can unhook it and just stack the knees into a twist. You can even help or take that left hand to that right knee. And gaze can even go to the right. On the inhale, bring the legs back towards center and switching sides. Be right foot planted. Take the left ankle to the front of the right thigh. Staying here, reaching that left knee forward, or interlace the fingers around that right thigh. When you're ready, release the fingers and let the legs come to the right. Again, coming into that twist. Inhale, come back to center. And bring the feet in towards you, keeping them hip width. Reach for the back of the heel, setting up for bridge. You're gonna press into all four corners of the feet. Lift the hips up on an inhale, up towards the ceiling. You can keep the arms alongside of you. You can reach them up and above. Or you can take the interlace, tuck the shoulders, come up a little bit higher, coming into this bridge. Lifting through the hips, chest reaching towards the chin, chin towards the ceiling. Glutes are soft. And exhale, release. You can bring the knees in, take a couple rocks in the spine. We'll come forward to tabletop. Have the shoulders over the wrists, the knees underneath the hips. Feel free to pad the knees if you need with a blanket. If you don't have a blanket, you can roll over the end of the mat to add some padding. Once you find that tabletop, start to move in the spine. We'll start with cat-cow. Inhaling, soften the belly, let the gaze into cow. Exhale, push the mat away, chin to chest into cat. Starting to move and link back the movement at your own pace. See what feels good. Take a few rounds of cat-cow and then add other movement here. Maybe you look over your shoulders, you rock in the hips and draw circles with them. You can find wrist stretches here, maybe flipping the palms up, rocking forward or back. Spinning the fingers towards you and rocking back and into the forearms. There's no right or wrong. This is your practice, your body, your breath. When you're ready, coming back to that neutral spine, We're going to bring the weight into the left hand and inhale, twist open to the right, twisting in the torso. Maybe look up. And exhale, thread that arm underneath the left, bringing that head and shoulder down. If your head does not reach, feel free to take a block underneath and take the side of the head to that support. You can keep that left hand in front of your gaze. You can reach it forward or bind behind the back. Breathing into the back of the heart, maybe reaching that left shoulder up and back, opening a little bit more through the chest. And slowly unwind. If you took that bind, inhale, rise up, take that counter, and exhale, right hand down. Other side, inhale, open up to the left, and exhale, thread underneath the right. Any variation with that right arm. Slowly unwind. Inhale to rise back up. And exhale back to table. From here, you're going to extend the right leg long and behind, toes down, take a couple rocks. Breathe into the back of that leg. And then lift that leg up parallel, toes flex towards you, heel, reaching through that heel. And now bring the weight into that right hand, but come out of that shoulder, engage navel to spine, and reach that left arm forward, balancing table. We're going to mimic that cat-cow. And inhale, lift the gaze, lift the arm and the leg higher. And exhale, dome that back elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Take a couple rounds here. And feel free, you have that option to reach that left arm back, bend that right knee, finding that foot or that ankle. Again, still lifting out of that right shoulder. And slowly release. Coming back to table. Any movement in between. Extend that left leg long, back over the toes. And then lift that leg up parallel, reaching that right arm forward. Coming out of the left shoulder, inhale, look up, lift the leg up a little higher. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. And maybe reaching back, finding that left foot. Slowly release. Bring everything back down. Bring the knees wide. Big toes to touch. Sink back into the hips. Coming into child's pose. Reach the arms forward, forehead down. Coming back to your breath. You can hear your breath in this forward fold. Feel free to rock the head side to side. Or come up onto the fingertips. Feeling that in the arms and the shoulders. Inhale, rise back up. Bring the knees back underneath the hips. And make sure you're making that 90-degree angle with the legs. You're going to keep that there as you start to walk the palms forward, melting the heart and chest down for puppy. Taking it to the palms or the forearms, the forehead, or even the chin. Few more breaths here. And inhale, rise back up. Bring the palms in like one handprint closer. Tuck the toes, lift up and back to down dog. Hands are shoulder width, pressing the whole hand, reaching the heels back and pushing the heart towards the thighs. Feel free to pedal up the legs here, rock side to side. And then find stillness in this down dog. Take a deep breath in and out. On an inhale, look forward, rock forward, come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Knees can be bent to start. You can release the hands, release the head. Bring the weight forward and back in the feet. You can take the interlace behind the head, around the legs, or behind the back. On an inhale, slowly rise up to standing. Letting the head come up last. On an inhale, sweep the arms up. Keep the palms touching and exhale, take a lateral bend to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift in the spine. Reach the crown forward, sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms, look up. Maybe slight back bend here. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more half suns. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let it go. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, split the palms, step back to plank, shoulders over wrists, pressing through the back of the heart, nice and strong. This is your practice. You have the choice to modify the vinyasa, so you can always bring the knees down first, and then lower down, or bend the elbows to lower all the way down. We're going to take 3 baby cobras here. Bring the legs together, press them into the mat, elbows in, float the hands. Inhale, baby cobra. Engage the back muscles. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the toes, push yourself up and back, find that down dog. Again, finding your breath. Always letting this be a reset. On an inhale, you're going to reach that right leg up, open up the hips, three-legged dog. You can draw circles with that knee. Take it out, anything that feels good. Level up the hips, bring knee to nose, rock forward. Dome that back just like in cat. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale. Exhale to left. Inhale. And exhale, step forward, finding low lunge. You're going to plant that foot by the right thumb, drop that left knee. Feel free to pat it if you need. Untuck the left toes. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. And back bend here, engaging that low belly and leaning back. Cactusing the arms, hooking the thumbs, or taking that interlace behind you. And bring the hands to the heart. Take a twist to the right, hooking that left elbow, pressing the palms into each other to deepen that twist in the torso. Inhale back to center, bring the fingers down to the mat. Again, you can be using blocks here too. Rock back into the hips, straightening that right leg, finding half splits, feeling that all in the back of that leg. You can stay still or you can point and flex the toes. You can stay more upright or not forward. Find what feels best today and best on this side. On an inhale, you're going to rock forward, bring the hands inside of that right foot, walk the foot towards the edge of the mat. Again, you can be using the blocks here to bring the floor up higher. Coming into lizard pose, you can adjust that left knee forward or deepening it by bringing it back. You can stay upright or you can start to come down closer to the ground, maybe to the forearms on the blocks or coming all the way down. You can also come to the outer edge of that right foot to help that knee open. And breathing. Feel free to stay here for a moment. You also have the option to rise up, reach back with that right hand for that left foot as that right foot is opening to the right, finding chest opener, back bend, quad stretch. And slowly release that. If you grab that foot, right hand comes to the outside of that right foot, walk that towards the midline. Tuck the back toes with that knee, step back to plank. On an exhale, lower. Again, feel free to bring the knees down. And on an inhale, you can take maybe a higher cobra, pressing lightly into the mat, or find up dog, straight arms with the hips. Exhale, meeting in that down dog. You always have the option to skip the vinyasas. Sorry, my AirPods keep falling out of my ear. The audio keeps cutting in and out. I apologize. You always have the option to take a child's pose or go straight to down dog for the vinyasas. On an inhale, lift that left leg up. Open the hips up to the left. Any movement here. And exhale, level out the hips, bring knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale. Exhale, step forward, finding low lunge. Bring that right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms out. If you took the interlace, take the opposite interlace behind. Any back bend here. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And take this twist to the left, hooking that right elbow now. Twisting in the torso. Inhale, back to center. Release the fingers down, rock back into the hips. Finding that half splits. Inhale, rock forward, hands inside of that left foot. Coming into lizard. Any variation here. Notice how your breath changes in the poses and the movements. Notice the sensations you're feeling. Feel free to reach back with that left hand if you did that on the first side. Slowly release the left hand on the outside of the left foot. Bring that towards the middle. Tuck the right toe, step back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale into cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. When you're ready, look forward, travel to the top. Into that halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms, look up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to move into our sun A's, taking 3 rounds. Again, modifying where you need to. Feel free to follow my cues or go at your own pace. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. Exhale to lower. Inhale into cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. One full breath. Inhale, travel to the top. Into that halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. One full breath. Inhale to the top. Into the halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palm, step back. Take your vinyasa. Leading in, down dog. One full breath. We're going to inhale, lift that right leg up. And exhale, step forward, warrior one. That left heel steps up to plant. Feet are in railroad tracks. Bend into that right knee and rise up, warrior one. Hips are square to the front, right back, left forward. Biceps by the ears. Nice and strong, press the feet away. And you're going to release the arms down and behind. Using a strap or a belt or a towel, something to grab onto if you can't take that interlace. You're going to squeeze the shoulders together, puff up the heart and chest. Feel free to stay here. Exhale, hinge forward, hump warrior. Holding inside of that knee. Reaching through the crown of the head, reaching through the knuckles. Inhale, find a halfway lift, release the fingers down. Feel free to use blocks here. You're going to start to straighten that right leg, finding pyramid pose. Again, right hip back, left hip forward. Right knee does not need to be locked. You can flex the toes towards your face. Breathe into the hamstring. You're going to bend a little bit into that right knee to bring the fingertips more forward. Be careful of what's in front of you. You're going to rock forward, lift that left leg up, standing splits. Just so you can take a generous step back, finding low lunge, bring that left knee down. We won't be here long. Keep the left toes tucked and sweep the arms up. From here, you're going to rise up nice and strong and steady to that high crescent lunge. Keeping that heel lifted, still bending into that right knee. Again, feel free to find a back bend here. Try to open through the chest and the shoulders today. On an exhale, drop that heel, open up to the left, warrior two. That back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Still bending into that right knee, arms away from each other. Hips are kind of facing the left corner of the mat. Maybe look over your left hand, play with the palms up or down. And you're going to reverse, reach forward, up and back, breathe into that side body. That back hand can slide or bind behind the back. On an inhale, you're going to rise up, straighten that front leg. Reach forward, hips back, moving into triangle pose. You can have a block underneath that right hand. You're going to open up through the chest, stack the shoulders, maybe lift that left arm up, maybe gaze up. Pressing the feet away from each other, grounding into both feet. On an inhale, nice and strong, keep that front leg straight as you reverse your triangle. Reach up and back. Inhale, rise up to the center. Move that block if you have it. Point the right toes towards the left. I know I'm facing away from you. You're going to bring the heels in. Exhale, goddess spot, bend the knees, cactus the arms. You can find movement here, rock side to side, come up onto the toes. Opening through the chest. Maybe take the interlace behind. On an inhale, straighten the legs. Move the heels back behind the toes. Exhale, hips forward, wide-legged forward fold. If you have that interlace, you can keep it, or you can bring the fingers down. You can release the head, release the hands. Find what feels good here. Notice maybe your breath has increased. On the inhale, find a halfway lift. You're going to point your front toes forward. Bend into that knee and cartwheel open, warrior two. From here, reverse, reach forward, up and back. And exhale, cartwheel yourself forward, plant the palms, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. meeting in that down dog. Take one full breath here. Inhale to lift that left leg up. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Plant that right heel. Rise up nice and steady. Exhale, release the arms down and behind. Find that interlace, the opposite of the first time. Exhale, hinge forward, forward, fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Release the fingers down, the blocks or the mat. Left hip back, right hip forward. Finding pyramid pose. Bend a little bit into that left knee, bring the fingers forward. Rock forward, standing splits. So you can take that generous step back with that right foot. Bring that right knee down. Find low lunge, keep the toes tucked. When you're ready, rise up high, press lunge. Drop that right heel, open up to the right warrior two. Reverse reach forward, up and back. On an inhale, straighten that front leg. We're gonna press into both feet that hinge forward, and then release that left hand down, opening up to the right for triangle pose. On an inhale, rise all the way up and back, reverse your triangle. Deeper lateral bend. Inhale, rise up, point the front toes towards the right. Goddess pose, knees, or heels in, bend the knees, cactus the arms. Maybe take the hands to the thighs. You can take shoulder dips here. Feeling that in the low back. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, adjust the heels. Exhale, wide legged forward fold. Try to stay here, not letting the distractions pull you away. Staying with the breath. On an inhale, find that halfway lift, point the front toes forward, bend into that knee, cartwheeling open, warrior two. From here, reverse reach forward, up and back. And exhale, cartwheel yourself forward, plant the palms, step that left foot back into plank, and take your vinyasa. On the inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale, step forward, warrior two, plant that in the middle, drop that heel, rise up, facing the left. Inhale, straighten that front leg, reach the arms up. Moving into that triangle, press the feet away, release that arm down. Grabbing a block, or what you're using in a block, as a block. We're gonna try for half moon today. Try to open up the hips to the left and stack them. You're gonna rock forward, bring that block underneath that right shoulder as you start to lift the left. Gaze can stay down, left hand can stay to that hip. You're reaching through that heel again, flexing the toes, and starting to open and stack the hips to the left. If this feels steady, maybe you reach that left arm up, maybe gaze towards the left. Imagine you can you're standing on that top leg just how you are standing on the right leg. And feel free to bend that knee, grabbing for that top foot also. Taking it as far as, or letting the pose meet you where you're at. It may be different on the other side. If you have that foot, slowly release. Step back. Find that warrior two, rise back up. Reverse reach forward, up and back. And actually, you're going to cartwheel yourself forward before you take a vinyasa. Plant that left hand. Keep the right knee bent and open twist to the right. Exhale, plant that right palm. Step back and take your vinyasa. Meeting in that down dog. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Exhale, step forward. Warrior two, drop that right heel. Open up to the right. And inhale, straighten that front leg, reach the arms up. And exhale, come into that triangle pose, release that bottom arm. Open up to the right. Working on that half moon. When you're ready, you're going to rock forward. Block underneath that left hand. Start to lift that right leg parallel. Again, taking this in baby steps. Hand to the hip, gaze down. Or look to the right. Maybe reach that arm up. Letting this meet you where you're at. Stay with your breath. Your breath can ground you here in balance poses. We're fully present in our body because we're trying not to fall. When you're ready, softly step back. Find warrior two. Reverse reach forward, up and back. And exhale, cartwheel yourself forward. Plant that right hand, open twist to the left. And exhale, step back and take your vinyasa. From here, lift that right leg up and bring that knee forward behind the right wrist, setting up for pigeon. And you can adjust that left knee or pad that left knee. Make sure you're on that kneecap and the toes are behind. If you need support underneath that right hip, take a block or a blanket to make sure the hips stay level. You're going to find that length through the crown of the head. And before you fold, you have that option to bend that left knee, grab forward that back foot. You can grab with either hand, or maybe finding it with both hands. Finding that back bend and that quad stretch. Slowly release, keep that length you created through the crown, and then exhale, bring that leg down as you fold the sweep your pigeon. Feel free to have anything underneath the head and allow yourself to melt into this pose. Again, in a forward fold, coming back to your breath. Even if this is a pose you've done a million times, still try to stay here. Be present. Where your mind goes is where your energy goes. taking a few more breaths. And on an inhale, pressing yourself up. Take three-legged dog. Take that leg out, let blood flow back in. And bring that right foot down. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bring that knee forward behind the left wrist. Adjusting that right knee. Any support that you need underneath the left hip. Maybe reaching back for that back foot. Inhale, find that length. And exhale, fold. On an inhale, press yourself up. And counter. You're going to come to down dog and then bring the knees down. You're going to bring the left knee more in towards the middle. Take that right knee, cross it over, bring the feet wide, and sit back into Gomukhasana, cow legs. I have my left knee over my right, legs out to the side, and then grounded into my sit bones. We're going to add the arms here. It'll be right arm on top, grabbing for that elbow, palm to the upper back. You can stay here in the stretch, or you can release and bring that left arm around and behind. Maybe you can find it interlaced behind, or using that belt or strap, grabbing onto your clothing, pressing the head into that upper arm, keeping that length. You can stay here or gently hinge forward, finding that outer hip stretch. On an inhale, rise back up, slowly release the arms. Open the arms up wide. The left hand down, reach up and over with the right. Inhale back to center. Right hand down, reach up and over with the left. Inhale back to center. Rock back, unwind the legs. And take the right over the left. Again, grounded in the sit bones. And grabbing for the left elbow. Starting here. Or taking that interlace behind. You can stay upright or slowly hinge forward. Inhale to rise up, rock back, unwind the legs. You can rock them side to side. We can do lateral bends if you can do that. You're going to make your way to your back. Feel free to have that blanket again and a block or what you're using in place of a block. And slowly come back. Bring the feet in towards you, just like that bridge pose that we started or we did at the beginning of class. Grabbing your support, you're going to lift the hips up and take that underneath. Coming into a supported bridge. Feel free to stay here with the knees bent. You can extend the legs long, coming to the heels. Or you can keep the left leg long and bring the right knee in towards the chest. Maybe that left foot hovers. The more you squeeze that right knee in, feeling the stretch in that left hip flexor. And switching sides. And then you also have the option to reach the legs up towards the ceiling. Starting to wind down. Starting to slow down the breaths and lengthen the exhale. Taking a few more rounds of breath wherever you're at. And slowly bring the feet down if you had them up. Remove that support. Bring the hips down, knock the knees together, bring the feet to the edges of the mat, going into constructive rest. Taking a moment here. And then bring the knees in, rock side to side, massage that low back and the glutes. We're going to take one more supported shape before we go into Shavasana. If you have the blocks or if you have a bolster or a cushion, using what you have, going into a supported fish. I'm going to demo if you have the blocks and anything else you have. You can even roll up a blanket and recline back on this, or if you have that bolster or cushion, you can recline back. If you have the blocks, you can either have this along the spine or you can bring it across the shoulder blades. And then the second block is for underneath the head. I like it in between the shoulder blades. If you have cork blocks, they're a little bit harder, so you can put a blanket over them, reclining back, and then that second block is underneath the head, letting the shoulders open up wide. Whatever support that you choose, let yourself open up through the chest one last time. Let the shoulders relax. Legs can be crossed, or you can come into butterfly, or you can extend the legs long. Bring your attention to your chest and your heart center. Watch or feeling in and hearing your breath. Your attention is on the rise and fall of the chest. Taking a few more rounds of breath. And slowly helping yourself up. Move the props out of the way. If you have that blanket or that bolster, feel free to stay there. And coming to your back for final Shavasana. Feel free to take any other poses or shapes that you are still craving. Feel free to have a blanket underneath the head or support underneath the knees. Hands can be alongside of you, maybe one on the heart and one on the belly. Keep that mind-body connection. And let yourself get heavy and let go. Surrendering into that support, into the ground. Letting the whole body breathe. The goal of yoga is to create space where you were once stuck, to unveil layers that you've built around your heart, to appreciate your body and become aware of the mind and the noise that it creates, to make peace with who you are, and to love you. Hopefully, this practice helped you shift your focus and letting your heart grow a little bit more. Slowly bringing your awareness back to your space, to your mat, and to your body. Deepening the breath. Bringing movement into your fingers and toes. I'm going to inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, taking a full body stretch. And bring the knees in towards the chest, rolling to your right side, making an arm, making a pillow with your arm. And pausing here to notice the shifts and the changes, feeling more open or softer, feeling calm and at ease, but maybe a bit energized, ready to take on the day. And when you're ready, slowly pressing yourself up to a seat. Closing your eyes to notice even more how you feel after practice. Notice how your breath feels. And giving yourself gratitude for showing up for yourself, coming to your mat. Giving yourself that space to open up the heart and letting go. Bring the hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. We'll seal our practice with a shared breath. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. An audible sigh, let it go. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you, Yogi, so much for showing up and logging in and taking class with me and Metro Yoga. I hope you feel great after that practice. Keep tuning in this week for classes from us. If you have any questions, again, my name is Cassie. Please comment and like the post and share it. And keep tuning in. Keep taking care of yourself.